Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joycel Sapong, and if this is your first time chancing on one of my videos, you are warmly welcome. I am a nurse by profession, which I'm currently practicing in England, and I have a professional license to practice in Ghana, England, and in America. In my last video, a lot of people complained about the volume, that it being low. So I'm trying to fix it with this little microphone here. Say hi to my new friend. Hopefully it helps us and you get the maximum information you need to get from this channel. So today we're going to talk about IELTS versus OET, which is which, where they are from, the prices, which one is easier than the other, which one should you sit for. Stay tuned. Let's go into it. Alright, so with the OET and IELTS, let's talk about the differences and the similarities. I wouldn't talk much about the similarities because they both have it and it makes them both good. Whereas with the differences, I'll talk more about it because that is what makes each of them stand out. So let's go straight in. When it comes to origin and who controls the body or the institution that controls each, OET is controlled by a trust called CBLA, and that is the Cambridge Box Hill Language Assessment Trust. It is basically founded by Australia and United Kingdom, whereas IELTS, which is the International English Language Testing System, is overseen by United Kingdom. Okay, so let's talk about pricing. So with pricing, OET charges an amount of 587 Australian dollars, which is an equivalent of 332 pounds, depending on what the exchange rate is. Whereas IELTS charges approximately 200 pounds. So you know that IELTS is a bit cheaper as compared to the other. So with test centers, I find a lot of people from Africa complain about the testing, not having test centers for OET. With a little research I did, I found that we have test centers in South Africa, we have test centers in Nigeria, which I know has 2 test centers. Ghana has 1 in Accra, and Zimbabwe and Kenya also have as well. I'm not sure if there are a lot, but these are the ones that I found on the internet and with my little research I did. With the IELTS, they have about 900 test centers in 130 countries. So they are sort of popular and more outside there. Okay, so let's look into which institution accepts this. So basically recognition. So OET is recognized by only healthcare regulatory bodies, whereas IELTS is recognized by healthcare regulatory bodies, universities, immigration institutions, and a lot of companies do accept the IELTS as a legal form of you proving your ability to communicate in English language. So that is what makes a lot of people sometimes go for the IELTS, irrespective of the score that is required, because they feel they can use it for more than one thing, which is basically killing more birds with one stone. Right. So let's go into what each of them is. The OET, it tests your ability to communicate English in a healthcare setting, whereas the IELTS tests your overall ability to communicate in English language in general. So with the IELTS, any question any topic could pop up. You could be asked to talk about any topic of your interest, not of your interest, a field you like, the field you do not like, a field probably you know about or probably you've not even read or heard about it. You can be asked to talk about any of these. That is what I find is a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to the IELTS. Okay, so with the modules, let's look at writing. With OET, you are allocated 45 minutes for the writing, and it is more of you talking about what happened in your workplace. or you can be asked to write a reference. So let's say if you're an optometrist, you would be asked to write a reference for a colleague to another healthcare center or another healthcare body or whatever, and then you will end up having to use more of your healthcare setting English to communicate with them. Whereas with the IELTS, you are allocated 60 minutes to write 2 essays. So basically it's grouped as task 1 and task 2, where the task 1 is more of a descriptive essay where you are either given a diagram or a graph to describe, and the task 2 you are given a topic to discuss or to share your opinion. So that's it basically with the writing. With the speaking, with OET, you are asked to enact a role play where you act as whatever profession you are in, whether a doctor, a pharmacist, or a nurse, and you act as that person, and the examiner might act as a patient or a colleague and then ask you questions. So all the questions that you will get will be like you are in your setting working. Whereas with the IELTS, you are asked about any topic. It could be noise, it could be light, it could be generators, it could be food, it could be anything. It could be anything. Those are the little differences that I would want to put out there for people to decide which ones they are comfortable going into. And I find when a lot of people talk about it, they don't really do justice to it, so it makes people find it difficult to decide. That is why I've taken my time to take you through all these to make your life easier. So let's talk about the similarities. So with the similarities, we're going to talk about 3 points. Both testing systems have 4 modules, so they all have reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Also, when it comes to validity, both testing systems are valid for 2 years, which I still find it difficult trying to think about it every day. Like, you are in England, or you are in England and you're planning to go and work in, let's say, Canada, and you would have to prove that you can't speak English language because you were not trained in England. I mean, I've been here speaking good English for 2 years. Anyways, I think that is another point or place that they will have to look into it, because if you are practicing in an English speaking country, why do you have to prove yourself again? Unless there is something like that I don't know about, please help me know about it in the comment section and I'll take advantage of it. Okay, so when it comes to clubbing, both testing systems allow clubbing with 6 months interval between each tests that you sit for. I would not want to talk about the banding scores because as at the time I'm filming this, NMC is still trying to consider changing the band score and the requirements. So I would not want to talk about it. However, I'll put the current one in the description box below. If it changes or if anything happens, we will change it in the description. All right. Thank you so much for your time. This is the little I have to share. Please comment what your decision or which one are you going to go with based on what the little thing we've shared in this video. Give us a thumbs up to continue doing this. Please subscribe to this channel and push the agenda. Thank you. Bye.